It's not about how good you are, it's about how good you want to be. For every game you play, you will have your ups and downs. Your performances may even vary, but you can never lose focus on your individual goals. You can't let yourself be beaten because of lack of effort. And you don't have to be better than everyone else. I personally find it more rewarding to be better than I ever thought I could be. Comparison is the thief of joy. We're going to be going over what makes a good Final Fantasy XIV player. Reminder that this is all very subjective and it's from my viewpoint. Everyone has a different definition of what makes a good FF14 player, but at least here's what I believe and my thoughts on this. Alright, hope you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to check me out on twitch.tv/Alninio9 if you wish. Have yourselves a blessed one. Let's roll. I figured I'd make a video about what makes a good Final Fantasy XIV player, and I feel like it's important to talk about because what makes a good FF14 player can be very subjective, of course, but it also really depends on what you consider to be good. Now, I'll give you my perspective. You'll see a lot of these guides, right? And there's so many videos, and I see them, and they mainly just talk about, hey, you know, if you're a DPS or healer, let the tank pull, or make sure if you're tanking, you put your tank stance on. Like, really basic shit that I feel like everyone should know. So I kind of wanted to make a video just talking about what really makes you good, because let me tell you something, when it comes to dungeons, it's probably the most basic it can get, and I don't necessarily will think that dungeons make you a better player. They help you understand the basics at an early level, but I think when we really dive in what makes someone good, you'll notice that there's a lot more to this game than just tank stance or someone pulling before the tank does or some BS. It's a lot more in depth, so we're going to talk about it step by step. And I really honestly want to tell you guys, the easiest method in improving in this game is one simple thing, is the training dummy. Now I know, oh man, yeah, I've seen this kind of video before, training dummy. Oh man, such a great idea. It's like you've never ever hit a dummy before. Well, here's the thing. When you get to a point where hitting the dummy becomes muscle memory, you never even pay attention to your hotbar anymore. You don't even look at it. If at the very least, you glance at your hotbar every like few seconds just to make sure your buff window's up and things like that. But when you're in an actual boss fight, you don't want to be staring at your hotbar. And when you do Stone Sky Sea, when you do training dummies for hours and hours on end, each day practice rotation. And I'm not just saying practice your opener or only practice the first even window or odd window. I'm talking sit there on the training dummy, right? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, keep going at it, and always keep your GCD rolling. And then find out what you did wrong. Use the balanced Discord server, understand the full rotation of your job, and then really go ham at it in dummy. I don't think many people actually use Stone Sky Sea very well, and I think it's one of the most important tools to actually improve in this game. It even shows you at the top right, like a timer that tells you how fast you're killing the dummy. And always try to do a better job and get better time each time you attempt Stone Sky Sea. Just keep trying it and get muscle memory with your buff windows. Eventually it will literally become to a point where you can blindfold, you can close your eyes and you can do your rotation. You don't even need to look at your hotbar. And I think that's a big factor in one of the ways you really improve in this game is you spend more of the time looking around the screen, looking around for mechanics, rather than staring at a hotbar, trying to press the buttons. You'll know that your Mudra charges, for example, on Ninja, I know exactly what my Mudra charges are going to look like 5 minutes in the fight, 6 minutes in the fight. I know exactly how things are going to go. Now, of course, this is from fight to fight that changes based on the phases, based on downtime, but you'll get my point. We're putting you in a situation where you have full uptime. How are you going to deal with it, right? What's your GCD like in a scenario where you have full uptime? These things, this is a good way to practice, and you can take that and transform it into raids, and then you'll get a real good feel of, around how you do GCDs, how you do your rotation with things that come up. Another thing, of course, is joining the balance is not only going to help you optimize your job, but it's also going to help you discover things that you probably never even knew when it comes to your job. For example, I would have never have known that Raiju under Bunshin on Ninja does more damage than Rayton had I not checked out the exact damage numbers from the balance, and it is. You know, Bunches at 90-second cooldown, for example, and with Raiju, it's a higher damage than Rayton. Yep, you wouldn't have known this had you not visited the balance. So I highly recommend it. In the description down below, for any of the jobs that you main, dive into the balance Discord server and optimize your rotation. Spend a lot of time on Training Dummy. And remember, you want to get to a point where you don't even look at your hotbar. You just look around the screen and get shit done. The only times you look at your hotbar is maybe like a quick glance. Second thing is, what's your prog mentality like? I think that's a big important one. How patient and willing are you to understand mechanics rather than just doing them? Do you want to understand them? Do you want to know why you're doing X, Y, Z? Do you ask questions? Do you discuss mechanics with other players for easier methods to solve certain mechanics? These are all big factors. For example, in Dragonsong, I discovered that if you position yourself a certain way in Thornton, you can see all the dragoons on the side, so you know which color is safe. Little things like that, you know, instead of looking around trying to figure out where to go, you can position yourself and align your camera in such a way where you pretty much see everything. And this is just one of the many methods you can use to not only optimize your performance, but also know how to do mechanics so much faster than other players, because they're fiddling and trying to figure out the best way while you already know the best way. And that's where I think coming with this, entering discussions with people that have cleared, going into discussions with the general community, and that's why I highly recommend LPDU. Make sure you guys join the LPDU community. Fantastic folks for ultimates. If you're trying to prog ultimates in Party Finder and stuff like that, LPDU is the way to go. They do all the ultimates. It's for the Light data center, so if you're on the EU data center, you can just visit Light and hop in, talk with them there. I talk with them all the time there. That's how I knew so much about tea, and I made my tea guide based off really great source of information. Then I implemented it into the toolboxes, because the toolboxes in general, they can only tell you so much, right? They just tell you like, oh, this is the position you take, and they have some notes here and there. But when you're actually in the arena, you can use the floor patterns. You can, like, when you're in the game, you have easier methods of solving things because you know exactly where you gotta go, exactly how you're gonna do it, the timing, the animation, audio cues. There's a whole lot to this game than just tank stance and run it down, okay? That, all I'm saying is, I just feel like there's so much more to this game that people don't always talk about, and if there are people that talk about it, it's a very low amount of people that talk about it, because I really think when it comes down to improving in Final Fantasy XIV, there's a lot of factors. So I figured I'd just make this quick video talking about general improving in FF14. If you have any ideas on how other ways you can improve, feel free to let everyone know down in the comments. Because honestly, this game is amazing. I love it. I love being invested into these fights. I love exploring good, like, fast methods of solving mechanics and stuff like that. It's exciting, and I'm just in love. You know, we've been doing Dragonsong recently. We've been progging it. So there's also a Dragonsong guide I'm making right now. It's in the progress, so keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be fantastic stuff. But yeah, just wanted to talk about all that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it helped out in some ways, just to help people know and just understand what really makes a good FF14 player. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good one. Peace out.